Hello, everyone. Welcome to Our Lives After. This is episode 4.
Me
Yes.
looking quickly at
Yes.
YouTube real quick.
We are very sure. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was
Exactly.
very confidently gonna be like 3, baby.
Woo!
No, I can
4.
confirm as the GM that pays attention to these things, it's 4.
So Emma, I actually do think it's crazy how silent you were. You
Yeah,
saw some of the
I
surroundings,
slowed
and
down
your
so you
silence
could
was heard
I
contribute.
love
around the
watching you struggle
world.
through things, you know?
Wow.
The game's gonna start in like 5 minutes.
Our Lives After is a gay game full of gays, except also Alex.
Okay, I guess that's the energy we're starting with tonight. Damn.
Listen,
Damn. We all need a token straight person.
That's fair.
It's a
I'm sure.
Alex is a diversity hire.
I was gonna try to sit here and defend Alex and be like, I mean, there's maybe like an anime husbando for Alex somewhere.
Oh, for
How do
sure.
you feel about
Yeah.
Gojo?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, Alex, what anime character are you definitely gay for?
Oh, that's easy. Does I from fucking
Yeah.
fucking oh my god, how am I
Bungo
forgetting the
Stray
name of it?
Dogs.
Bungo Stray Dogs, thank you.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
toxic, but
A little
great
toxic. I think
detective.
he's very toxic.
But
I'll
a
be honest.
great
He's very toxic.
detective. A great detective, and that's all I care about. So
Okay, does anyone else have any other questions?
is this an
Who
interview?
are you? Who are you? What are your pronouns? And
Where
who
do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Okay.
What's your 5-year plan?
What's your 5-year plan?
Okay, here's the question. We'll float around before we get into intros. Okay, the question is what was your experience when someone actually said, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I'll go first. I was at the grocery store in the deli section trying to get some cold cuts, and this lady came up
What?
to me and she was like, "I like your glasses." I was like, "Oh, thank you, they're Warby Parker." And then I started info dumping about like the sustainability program. You buy one, they donate a pair. I pulled up the website on my phone, I showed her. She's like, "Oh wow, thank you. You know, I have a kid about your age. They retired. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?"
What?
You should do
wild
what my
energy.
kid did.
Retired?
Wait, they retired.
Yeah, because they made so much money doing this thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wild.
Right?
Well,
Weird energy.
Wild.
They were trying to get into an MLM. They're 100%. They were gonna
Yes.
try. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Oh my gosh.
I was on my friend's porch, like her house. My friend was not there. I was hanging out with her parents, who've basically adopted me, and her dad was like, "You know, where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And I said, "It's a pandemic. I don't know." Like, I
Truly
really,
word.
I
Yeah.
was like,
No, that
I
makes sense.
have no fucking clue.
I
That's not really a
okay.
question people have asked me in my life.
Yeah, I know I've made the joke, but I've actually not even in an interview. I don't think I've actually been asked that question before.
Oh, really?
It sounds like a maybe an American interview question kind of thing. I don't think it's really a thing in the UK with any jobs. At least any jobs I've done interviews for.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like in America they're trying to see your profitability over time. So if you
Yep.
mention anything like, "Oh, I want to have kids," "Oh, I want to leave the country," "Oh, I kind of see myself moving careers," any of that they're trying to hear that stuff early so that they can
Mhm.
mark you off. And so it's like I feel like it's a very like waiting room question, but that's just so they know going into the interview how to view you. But it's such a
Yeah.
shitty question.
Mhm. I will say, like, my mom does a lot of hiring for like grocery stores.
Mhm.
And so they tend to ask young people that to get a gauge of how serious they are. At least
Mm.
that's like my mom's perspective. Cause
Mm.
she's like, if I get a 16-year-old who's like, I'm trying to go to college, like my mom will most likely hire them because she knows, like, oh, you're trying to save up money and do something with your life.
Makes sense,
Cool.
yeah. Yeah.
But not everybody has those good intentions.
Yeah.
I wonder what are some of the wilder answers people have given for that question. Like, I'm just gonna buy so many Schmishkis.
Hey, that'd be a good
Fair.
answer.
I just want this
I think.
job just so I can buy blind boxes.
Oh my god. I think I'm curious about what's the widest answer someone gave and still got the job. I think that's what I'm curious about. Like, what's how far can you push the boundary of a wild answer and still land the job?
So I got this. Okay. So I was in Australia, right? Okay. Let me paint the scene. All right.
Mm.
If you go to Australia and you're on a worker visa, it's a year-long visa, but you can only work at a certain place for 6 months, and that's so you don't overstay your visa, right? So I'm like month 7, unemployed in Australia. I go to this interview, and this person's like, look, I'm basically going backpacking for a couple of months, so I need someone to fill this position. I'm like, great. I think I'm a perfect fit because I can't overstay and I can't keep your job. And so they're like, if you were to say if you have any weaknesses, what kind of weaknesses do you have? And I was like, chocolate.
No way.
Oh, I love you.
I got the job.
That's a beautiful answer. Oh my
Hello,
Oh
god.
how
my
I love
god.
you.
Oh.
Chocolate.
I
What's
have
your
been
weakness? I'm just too kind. I'm just too giving and
That's the too
selfless.
kind.
I have marketed my undiagnosed ADHD in my positively because I say that if I see a job that needs to be done, I can't leave it undone, which is a really nice way of saying I will jump from task to task.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest test of my like adulthood, like my brain forming, was making a resume, and the only job that I had had for 2.5 years was working as a laser tag ranger. Like I
You
had
would
to
be.
milk that. I had to milk that. Attend to children from ages blank to blank to ensure customer experience. And like when they were asking me questions, I was like, I don't know what to tell you, dog. I stood in the arena while these kids ran around.
Yeah.
A little insight into my life recently. I have been interviewing a lot because I need more money in my life.
Mm.
And I actually got that 5-year question asked a lot. And it is, I feel like, at least in my position, more like around ambition and like kind of what you want to actually achieve while you're at this institution. But I do the Uno reverse card almost every single time it's asked of me. And I ask the person who's interviewing me where they see themselves in 5 years. And interestingly enough, most people don't know how to answer the question, which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I have a question. How do you, because okay, when it comes to
Yeah.
interview,
Wait, you want to do this? Let's do this. Okay.
How-
Okay. So let's set the stage. I'm currently interviewing for a managerial position inside a product organization at a startup.
Everybody take
Please feel.
notes. Everybody
Ask
take
the
notes.
question.
Everybody take notes.
Yeah. Feel free to start.
my question is just how do you reverse an interview? Because when I'm in an interview, I'm immediately feel like I have no, other than maybe like casual conversation, like if it leads into casual conversation, I feel like there's no way for me to be like, okay, now I'm going to ask you questions about
Okay, here.
you yourself rather than like
Ask
the
me the
company as a
question.
whole.
Ask me the question. Ask me the question.
Okay, Alex. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, first, Jack, thank you for asking that question. I really think it's insightful that you're asking about my own personal growth and where I see myself at this institution. I think for me personally, at my next career hop or jump, depending on what the role specifically entails, I want to focus on building something that lasts, right? And so I think setting up specific action plans, standard operating procedures, and making sure that wherever I head next, whatever the role is, I build something that I will succeed at in my 30, 60, 90, but then also subsequently make sure that if we hire and build a larger team, that people who will become my mentees also succeed. And that's kind of where I see myself in the first 1 to 2 years. In terms of 3 to 5, it really depends on kind of my own personal goals at the institution and where my personal direction leads. But before I wrap up that question, do you mind if I play that back and ask you, where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? Because we may be working alongside ourselves. So. That's called bullshit right there, because I work in the most bullshit industry ever.
Damn.
I need to add, may I play that back into my lexicon?
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
let's kick it down the can. Let's put a pin on it. We
Yep.
will circle back, circle back, circle back,
We'll play that back.
circle back.
Gross.
I love that. I do love that.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. I know.
Makes you almost want to hop into an isekai, am I right?
Seriously.
Oh my God.
And with that,
And with
let's
that-
introduce
Not a podcast
ourselves.
episode. We're just talking about whatever.
Welcome
What a
to
segue.
Our Lives After. I'm Stella Luna. You can find me all over social media as Stella Luna TV. Today I'm playing Viscera, she, they pronouns. We both use she, they pronouns. And then I will pass it on over to Lexi.
My goodness. My name's Lexi. I go by Black Girl Mage everywhere that is anywhere. And I'm playing Mir. I use he, she pronouns. Mir uses she, he pronouns. Very fun.
Liv.
Go
Oh,
for it.
yep. Sorry.
No, that's who I was gonna go to, so that works out well.
My God, I'm just so popular. Oh my God. Anyway, hi everybody. My name is Liv. I use she, they pronouns. I play Cielo and Rio, who uses she, her pronouns. And you can find me on social media at Live in a Day. If you see my Twitter, no, you haven't. Okay, I just tweet about dumb shit now, and then I promote on other places. So there you go.
Alex.
Hello, my name's Alex, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Loveless tonight on social media as Ghost Chicken RPG. Yeah, I'm like really into auto battlers and auto chess, and there's a Pokemon version of it. And this isn't a sponsored thing, but play the game. It's really cool. And I will pass to Emma.
No, Drac.
No, Drac.
Damn,
Sorry,
that's-
sorry.
That's wild. Hey, I'm
Sorry,
Drac.
sorry.
I don't even
Comics.
try. So
I Andrew Comics, or Drac for short. You can find me on all socials. Andrew Comics is DRAKONIQES. Mostly on Blue Sky, just add .itch.io to find me there. Today I'm playing Adana. Uses any and all pronouns. They don't really care. I was going to say talk to them with respect, but I think they have some little self-respect, and they probably don't even mind if you don't. You talk to them with respect. At least right now, hey, character development. Who knows? I'm going to throw it over now to Emma.
Hi, it's me, Emma, also known as Emmapanada. You can find me on Blue Sky at Emmapanada. That's my personal account. In order to actually post things on that personal account, since last episode, I decided to start posting daily fun facts about the world of Our Lives After. And I think I posted day 10 today. So if you enjoy the campaign and you want to know some more fun facts about the world that may have been talked about a little bit in the campaign, or maybe we haven't gotten there yet, you can go look at that. It's pretty neat, I think. Then I'm also writing a TTRPG called All the Witches. You can find information about that at All the Witches on Blue Sky.
Excellent.
And I'm the GM.
Yeah, you are. You're awesome. All right. Now it's time for the trailer. Enjoy!
The city's streets pass quickly as you follow behind Innie. Crowds seem to lightly part as she passes through them, and you notice that some people even seem to look at her with reverence. She doesn't speak as she guides you. She simply moves with purpose, with her journal held in both her hands behind her back. The city itself is alive with music, games, food, and shows of various kinds. As you pass deeper into the city, the celebrations seem to only get more dramatic and the crowds more dense. As you begin to reach High Point, however, the crowds begin to change. You begin to see more and more adventurers rather than regular citizens. Many of them wear armor or fanciful clothing, and there are a number of heritage you haven't heritages you haven't even seen before, such as reptilian and canine humanoids. As you approach the center of High Point, you find a large circular park. The crowdedness of the buildings around you vanishes, and instead there are beautiful trees with fairy lights hanging between them. A number of adventurers are relaxing here in the park, while others appear to be on dates or with their children. In the center of this area is a small circular building with a central window extending all around it. And he gestures towards the building, simply stating, "That's the entrance to the Adventurers Union." She then guides you to another building adjacent to this park. A large sign hangs above the inn that reads, "The Adventurers Cove." "Here we are," Annie says as she leads you inside. A number of adventurers are drinking inside the classical-looking wooden tavern. However, it's not as packed as one would normally expect it to be. "Annie?" a Duva woman calls from behind the counter. "I wasn't expecting a visit from you." "Yolaj, these are the ones we reserved the rooms for. Please show them the greatest courtesy," Annie says, bowing slightly towards the woman. "Of course," the woman says dryly. "Staying for a drink?" "No," Annie replies simply before turning back towards you all. "Is there anything else I can assist you with?" she asks, but clearly hopes you'll say no so that she can leave.
I don't think so, right?
"Very well. Be sure to remember that you have a meeting with the Guildmaster tomorrow in the evening. I'll have him meet you here, and then if he wants to take you elsewhere, he may. Additionally, Demon Sage will arrive tomorrow. The crowds within the city streets may be a bit crowded and hectic, but if you are able to make it, I recommend you go and see their arrival. I'm sure it'll be interesting and a historic event."
Okay, thank you.
She gives a polite smile and bow before leaving. The woman behind the counter looks towards you all as you've now been left without your guide. "So, rooms, drinks, anything in particular you're looking for?"
I'd say a table. We've been out and about all day. We could go about a meal, maybe a few drinks.
"Take any you'd like. Your meals are on the guild today. Not necessarily on the house, but they did want to make sure you've been treated fairly and kindly, and so their pockets are open for you."
Well, isn't that generous? And Visceral
Indeed.
will move over to the centralmost table and just sit down.
Yeah, as you do, there are a few glances that kind of head your way, but the adventurers around you seem to just not really recognize you, not really know anything about you or think you're anything special, so they kind of go back to their own business pretty quickly.
How many people are in this room again?
At the moment, there's about 4 other, like, small groups of, like, 3 or 4.
Got it.
But it is a very large inn. The room itself houses, gosh, probably about 50 to 60 people.
With
And then there are
these
some stairs on the side leading to rooms.
with these other people in this particular room, is it clear that they are also adventurers?
Yeah, based on how they're equipped, a lot of them, even if they're not wearing like heavy armor or anything, they're wearing like padded clothing that you would normally associate with wearing underneath that, or various leathers, or very kind of elaborate and mirthful clothing, such as what Cielo is wearing, or things of that nature.
So,
But
what do you want to talk to us about?
You all walk towards the central table, sitting down fairly quickly. As you all sit down after a couple moments, the Duva woman kind of quickly brings y'all some waters and says, "Is there anything in particular that you're looking for? Drinks? I'll bring some food of what we have as well."
Anything energizing?
Energizing. Very well. Can do.
What if I just get an ale?
An ale, of course.
Is there like a special or something you would recommend?
We have a in-house brew, the Adventurous Potion. I particularly like it and think it's very interesting.
I'll have that then. Thank you.
What makes it so interesting?
Because I made it myself and I like it.
Well, what do you put in it?
It's a secret recipe.
What if we're allergic to it?
Are allergies a thing here?
Visser kind of leans over to Cielo and says, "I was wondering if they have electrolytes."
Why do you need electrolytes?
We're going to be out and about. We're going to be doing a number of tests and studying and feats of...
Electrolytes are only helpful after. It's a recovery tool, not a prepping tool. It's not pre-workout.
I can save it for later, can't I?
No.
You see Visser just kind of cross her arms as she turns her head the way opposite from Cielo, just not even
Breathe pressure.
I would say no. Do you electrolyte disappear after?
I'll get you a
Austin got me.
small
Austin's like,
selection. And the woman leaves for a
It's
few
not-
minutes.
It's like
It's
evening
not
for
a
me, right?
Phil's coffee. They don't do things to go.
Do you ask?
Visser is just like pointedly not looking at you anymore. Just so fixated on over there.
God.
Okay.
I'm a
Can I get a
fucking-
reminder, just because my memory's bad? The name of the person
Yeah.
we're going to be meeting tomorrow?
The person you're meeting tomorrow is Ovalost. I'll type that in our little chat.
Nice.
Thank you.
And it's evening currently, right? Like 8 or 9, because we're at the festival.
Yeah,
Or whatever?
it's
Okay.
it's evening, probably about 8.
Okay. Just want to double check.
Y'all did have plans of wanting to go to the spa.
Mhm.
However, if you don't want to go to the spa, you can always just call it a night.
I'll turn to Cielo. Do you want to go to the spa now? Maybe after we've done eating? Maybe some time after we've done eating?
Eat first, since we're here. And we can't take things to go.
Okay.
Eyebrow twitching, staring at the wall.
I am very pointedly looking the opposite direction as well. Even though I imagine we're probably sitting side by side.
Oh yes, we're definitely sitting right next to each other. What's
Yeah.
your like body language? Because Viscera definitely has like one leg thrown over the other, arms crossed, looking there.
Mm-hmm,
How does Cielo look?
Cielo is sitting sitting upright, and like instead of one leg crossed over the other, her her feet are crossed at like the ankles. And she has her hands like folded in her lap, looking the opposite direction.
Madonna's looking between them nervously. Maybe we should go. Maybe we should go to the spa now. Maybe we can ask them to. We can get food afterwards. It's a bonding experience. Maybe we should go now. Right? I'll look to Mir for backup here.
Yeah, we should go to the spa because we said we were gonna do that. So, and I don't know if you all have been waiting, but as soon as we got here, since we said that was the first thing we were gonna do, I've kind of just been waiting to go to the spa. And now that we know where it's at, I'm kind of confused as to why we haven't headed there. But I'm excited to get food or do whatever, as long as we go to the spa sometime soon.
Loveless.
You are muted.
You're muted.
Oh God. My bad. I mean, yeah, I think that's fine. Evening shower before tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day, and I feel like most of the morning will be probably busy with festivities. So, plus we just
Yeah,
got
well,
off the road.
seeing as how everybody's spoken, I think that's fine.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go to the spa, everybody.
You see the bartender like putting a bunch of drinks on a tray. For all of you
Well,
guys.
We're menaces. I
We'll
feel like we
finish-
haven't had a successful food service.
Let's finish our first round. We'll go, and then we'll come back and continue this.
Sounds good.
Okay.
The woman hoists this large tray over her shoulder, bringing it towards you all and setting it on the table. There are about 11 different drinks on here. One is like a bubbling green mixture that she places in front of Viscera. The other one,
green tea.
one she quickly places in front of Adana, and another just regular ale heads over to Loveless. The others are a mixture of different like colors and consistencies, but she just kind of leaves the tray and all of these drinks there with you and says, food I'll have out to you in a few minutes, but anything else I can do for you?
I mean, I've never had it. Is this a sipping drink? Do I just take it down as a shot? What kind of drink is this? As I hold my drink up.
It's a gulping drink.
Go. Okay.
Enjoy. And she leaves.
Donna like looks between Cielo and Viscera, and then just downs their drink.
You said that there's like different consistencies. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the least, like the thinnest looking drink. I don't want like
Okay.
sludge in a cup.
Okay, yeah. I think there's one cup where as you pick it up,
Mhm.
whatever mixture is in there starts like sloshing violently. It almost appears as if it's like liquid air.
Oh. Ooh, okay.
It's extremely delicate, but very interesting looking.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
definitely light.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna cup it very carefully, and I'm gonna like you know when you have too much liquid in a cup and you like try to sip just the rim?
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
that.
Perfect. It tastes like, as it enters your mouth, do you remember pixie sticks from when
Yes.
you were a kid? It tastes like a pixie stick kind of on your tongue. It doesn't have that same consistency, but your mouth fills with that familiar flavor.
Okay. Not bad. I will drink it all.
Perfect. Give me a...
Oh,
I knew it.
Oh.
knew it.
Oh.
that's fair.
Give me a willpower plus willpower check.
Okay. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. Found it. I got a 5.
5. Even though this drink is very light, it's hitting pretty heavy. You're
Listen.
definitely feeling it.
As all girly pop drinks hit.
Yeah.
Real,
As they're classically
honestly.
known to hit.
Yeah. Can't believe I found the soju of this world.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I definitely downed their drink, in the hopes
Yeah,
of ease their nerves.
Go ahead and give me a willpower plus willpower. We'll see how crunk y'all get before you go to the spa.
Go to the spa, just fucking pass out in the spa.
I mean,
Depending what I roll, I want to fail it. I actually just want to choose to
You
fail
can
it.
just choose to fail. That's fine.
Because I
Absolutely.
think Adana doesn't get invited out for drinks very much, and I think Adana is a lightweight. So I think they don't have a tolerance for alcohol, from just maybe their build plus the fact that they don't drink very much. So I think it just hits. I'm gonna take that. Just take a failure.
I'm gonna be floating
Incredible.
through the bath like this. Just
Okay, so Alex, how are you? Just drinking your plain ale, just hanging out,
I'm
vibing?
just sipping. I have my legs up on a chair. I haven't been to many big cities in a while, so between
Yeah,
you know,
lovely.
Modeste and now here, so
Viscera, how do you envision your drink?
Oh, especially since
I'd love
it's-
this to be a collaborative experience with us and your weird bubbly drink.
Yes, I imagine it's not alcoholic. Viscera will sniff it first to make sure that it doesn't smell pungent of any sort. But we'll sip it. It's a carbonated drink. It's got bubbles in it. They don't want to burp or throw up or whatever. Whatever
Yeah.
fantasy bubbles will do to you.
Make you float.
Give me
Like
a
Willy
willpower
Wonka.
plus willpower
Willy
to
Wonka
see
style?
if you accidentally burp.
What?
Give us a burp check real quick, Viscera.
Give us a burp check. What if I
mhm.
just hold it in?
That's
I
what
guess
And
the
it comes out the
allowed.
other end.
Ella.
I guess that's allowed.
I rolled a 17, so
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
hold it in. You're
Mhm.
fine. The urge doesn't even really come up. You're handling it like a pro.
Viscera,
How-
being the
1-1.
cold-hearted tactician from another world,
Wow.
is in
Mhm,
perfect
mhm.
control of all their facilities, faculties, everything, all of their holes and all of their functions, and
That's crazy to
Yeah?
say.
Proud of her.
But
Truly so proud of
thank
her.
she
you.
is just a master of her form. That's all I'll say. Okay,
Got it.
as she's drinking this bubbly drink.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mir, how are you reacting to the other drinks in front of you?
What kind of drinks are left here?
There's definitely
consistency-wise.
some different kinds of like ales or ciders or things of that variety. There's another mysterious bubbling and smoking drink, as well as a thicker sludge drink.
Okay. Well, I'm an ex-firefighter, so I see smoke and I have to be the one to put it out. So I'm
Of
gonna grab
course.
that drink.
Yeah, perfect. As you drink this, it reminds you a lot of Fireball. It is very spicy and burns as it goes through your throat, but then it leaves you with a nice warmth in your belly.
Okay. We love to see it.
Do you want to be
Um,
drunk or do you want to roll for it?
I want to roll for it. I do.
Okay, great. Give me a willpower plus willpower check, please.
Great. Let's do it. Seven.
Lovely. Yeah, I think you're definitely on the heavier side of tipsy, but
Great.
you're not like super duper drunk or anything of
Yeah.
that nature. I think you're handling things pretty well.
Yeah.
And
I think-
as you all are kind of getting towards finishing this first round of drinks, some food comes out for all of you. I don't want to come up with fantasy food right now, so let's just gloss over that part.
Okay,
But-
so what it is it's basically these rice paper rolls that have a bed of
Ooh.
lettuce and some light brown noodles and some charred protein, sticks of these like greenish vegetables that look like cucumbers, and then also these bright red curling vegetables that look like bell pepper. There's like
Ooh, okay.
a sauce on the side that appears to be it's a little pungent, it's a bit fishy, and it's got garlic and jalapeno looking bits in it.
This is
weirdly
perfect.
This is weirdly sounding a lot like the dinner I had like 30 minutes ago. That's crazy. Crazy.
I think I'm just gonna start throwing it to y'all whenever I need food descriptions.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
way better at it than
for
I
some
am.
reason it looks like a fusion of Thai and Vietnamese spring rolls.
For some
again,
reason.
For some weird reason. That's crazy.
No, Austin fully was like, "Oh damn, Sellers has got this off the
No.
dome." No,
It's literally what I ate.
That's so funny. I saw Alex react. I was like, "Okay, I know what's going on here."
Yep.
Sorry to disappoint you, Austin. I'm not that good.
One of these days, I'm gonna throw it to one of y'all, and you're just gonna be like, it's almost like a shelled pasta with a thick cheese sauce, and then there are little bits of like a protein cut up and mixed into it.
Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
kinda wild.
crispy,
Yeah.
kind of oily.
Incredible. Eventually, you all finish eating up this amazing dish, finishing up whatever drinks you wanted to finish. Maybe there are still a few left in the middle of the table, unless y'all want to get real crazy. But eventually, it's time for y'all to finally have a spa day. And
Adana-
Liv is back just in time for spa
Imagine
day.
we went to the spa and it came back with little
Again.
Again, no, I spilled my sparkling water all over my desk. It was a problem.
Oh no!
no.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, at
Okay,
least
now.
your desk is sparkling clean. Yeah.
That's a way to think about it.
Yeah.
Adana's
So-
wasted.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Adana is fucking wasted. They drank the first drink they were given, and as everyone else was eating, I don't think they really touched any of the food. I think they just every time they look between Cielo and Viscera, they take another drink from the center of the table and down it.
Aww.
And so I think that they're just fully wasted. So they're like not to the point where they're like passing out, but definitely cannot stand like straight without swaying a lot, or like when they take a step forward, they're definitely moving in a serpentine motion rather than a straight line.
Is
They're
Yellow
out
drunkies
of
or
it.
am I tipsies? Like, because I got a 5? I can't remember.
Cielo, it got hit pretty hard by the drink for sure.
Thank you.
But I'm not gonna force any drunken escapades on y'all. Act as inebriated or not inebriated as you would like to.
Real.
But as you leave this inn, you find yourself in front of this large park again. You got general directions for how to get to the spa, but most of the time people just say look for the steam and you'll be able to find it. And as you kind of scan the horizon, you are indeed able to see steam kind of rising into the sky from like a northwesterly position from where you are. As you head that way, following the clear sign of spa, eventually you find your way there. The spa itself, yeah, go for it.
As we're making our way there, Viscera will definitely clock that Adana is wibbly wobbly. And
Yeah.
it's a very technical term. Excuse me. We'll reach over and how tall is Adana? Is Adana tall?
I don't think so. I actually can't remember how tall I said they were. I think they're like 5'8".
Okay.
No.
Feels like that.
Y'all are a team of tallies, and myself
Chloe?
and
Sinclair.
myself and
Sinclair were the
Sinclair
Oh
short
yeah,
ones,
you were
I
the
think.
shorties. Hold on, I have it in my notes
That's wild.
somewhere.
That sounded like lore. Like real lore right there.
Should I write this
Okay, I'm
down?
6 foot.
It was
I'm
cute.
6 foot. I'm 6 foot flat.
Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna grab you by the scruff of your neck, close there. So Viscera will just kind of put her hand on your shoulder to try to help steady you, and we'll kind of
Hi,
like
Viscera.
slow us down so we're in the back in this train of people heading to the spa. Are you all right? You didn't partake in much of the meal that was provided to us. It was free.
I wasn't hungry. Do you hate Cielo? Because it makes me really
I
sad.
thought you were gonna
And then-
ask, do you hate me?
Wait for it, Emma. Spoiler, God.
God, jumping the gun. Hold on, checking my bonds. Okay, all right, cool. Continue.
It made me really sad if you hated Cielo. And then they'll kind of wrap the arm and put an arm over your shoulder as if like giving you a hug, but you can feel their weight on you as they're walking. Because it made me really sad if you two hated
Eyebrow
each other.
twitch. No, Adana, I do not hate Cielo. You needn't not worry about this.
They'll pause and turn to you slowly and then like stare at you just for a long time. Do you love Cielo?
I'm gonna roll something. Okay, I rolled a 10. You see Viscera's composure is stone cold. She just stares back at you and she holds your gaze evenly. I think that would be a strong word.
It nods. Way too much. For way too long too.
Do
Do you hate me?
love Cielo?
No. No. They're nice. I had a crush on them when we were playing. When we used to play as kids.
Last relic.
They were cool.
Are they not cool anymore?
No. I don't mean that they're not cool anymore. They fully stop you and hold you. Like, I would never say something so mean about someone like that. No, it's been a long time.
This is true. A lot has happened. We all grew up. Well, most of us.
I think there's another pause, a very long one again, but a more serious expression on Adana's face as they hold you. They kind of move away from you, hold either shoulder of you, and look you in the eye. Are you okay? You stopped coming to work for a long time.
I've learned to be okay. And that sounds as honest of an answer as Visser can give you.
And they just hug you. And they reek of alcohol, but they just hug you.
Just a hesitant tap to the back here as they accept the hug. And then she says, make sure you eat something when we get inside. The last thing you want to do is get sick all over the spa. Then it will not be fun for anyone.
That would be really embarrassing.
Just drink some water. Here. And Viscera pulls out a fucking water skin and says, look, we can carry beverages with us. Just shoves it into your hand.
Oh, thank you.
Cannot stress this enough. Cielo is so not paying attention. She is at the head of the group, walking, swinging her arms, and singing a song as we walk along.
Yeah, we go into the spa.
Beautiful. What a beautiful, great moment. Thank you so much for that. The spa itself, as you arrive there, isn't marked by any signs or postage, but just based on the steam kind of rising from the building, clearly marks it for what it is. Low decorative walls surround the building's entryway, which is adorned with various plants and kind of grass leading towards the main door. As you approach the door itself and enter inside, you enter a brightly lit room, almost like clinically clean, with a finely dressed attendant in a very like tailored, nice white and gold suit, essentially. Welcomes you, looks towards the five of you, even though some of you are inebriated, with a big smile on his face, saying, "Welcome! How might I help you?"
We need a bath.
A bath, of course. Would you like any of our deluxe treatments?
Yes, absolutely.
One for each of you, then? I can give you a group discount.
I love a good discount, I'll be honest with you.
Viscera is going to kind of move towards the front of the group, put her hands on her hips, and says, charge it to the guild.
There are a plethora of guilds. May I inquire as to which one you are referring?
Fuck. The Adventuring Guild, right? That's what
Brother?
was called?
No.
No? Okay, hold on.
Wait.
Viscera-
I want to try to do a recall roll and try to remember like any
None of y'all
names.
bitches remember the name of this guild.
No, man. No.
Okay, do a
Viscera-
recall roll for me, Cielo.
Yeah, Viscera would remember, Stella doesn't.
Yeah. Well, then you can make a recall roll for me as well.
Okay, but I don't want to take away from Liv, so I'm going to wait for Liv to do their thing.
I got a 9.
It's called a rear guard.
Yep.
Alex, did you actually know and you just watched everybody struggle?
Yes.
Hey, gold star for you.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Cielo's gonna push to the front, kind of like stumble and just regard.
Oh, well, do you
Mm.
have some sort of pedigree or evidence that you are allowed to charge this purchase to reared guards' coffers?
We are in talks with them to join, and we just got here last night. Today. I'm very tired. So we don't have it yet, but we will.
Well, you could return after you receive it. Or, let's strike a deal. I will charge you the full amount, no group discount. However, once you get that pedigree, you can be reimbursed from the guild's coffers for the full amount. That way, if you're telling the truth, we're both winning. You're supporting a glorious local business, and you aren't being charged in the long term unless you're lying. In which case, I'm still happy to give you that group discount.
I'm getting flashbacks to when I used to work in customer service. This person's amazing.
How much is it?
200 zenith.
Oh yeah, Cielo's gonna shrug and just say, "Yeah, that sounds fine," and I'll pay.
Perfect. Thank you. And just like slowly slides the coins off the desk.
Mhm.
I have
Now,
a question.
yes,
How much did it cost for the other spa that we went to?
it was, I think
I paid like 10 or 15.
80 total.
Was it as nice as this one?
No.
Probably not. So double. Okay, that's fair. I'm just keeping a log in my head. So if I need to go break someone's neck later, I can.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think
Not,
it was
not this
80
attendant
total.
who's working here, but the proprietor of
Yeah.
this business.
By
Of
the way,
course.
Cielo does not seem phased at all by the way that this person is speaking to her,
Love.
treating us. Just as like, yeah, of course, yeah. So.
Perfect. So they lead you into a large room, and here's the thing, y'all. I have never been to a spa.
Okay.
I YouTubed spas,
Yeah.
or like what happens in spas, and there were just a lot of people where I'm like, I don't know if I can trust these YouTubers. And so I found somebody that I could probably trust. I know them better than I knew any of the other weird YouTubers. So I watched a video from Conan O'Brien where he went to a Korean spa with Steven
God.
Yeun. So this is the
Okay.
experience I'm going into this with.
I love this. Can I give
Um,
notes afterwards, having not seen this video?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know the proper order of things, so I'm flying blind here. But we're gonna give this our best shot. We're gonna have fun. You all are led into a room with a variety of tables and various kind of attendants hanging off to the side waiting for customers to come in. You can see some people laying down on these tables already and getting like massages with various oils, or some of them you see being like rubbed pretty aggressively and their skin is pretty red from the experience. So, you all will just lay here at the tables. We'll get you started with a deep tissue scrub and then a nice massage with various oils. From there, we'll lead you into the sauna, where you'll be able to simply sweat for a while in a very hot room. And then you can go into the cold pools and then into the hot springs. Enjoy!
has-
And then they leave.
Before they've even left,
What?
Adana's laid into one of the tables and they've fallen asleep. Just
Aw.
face down on the table and they're out cold.
Great. Perfect. How deep of a sleeper are you?
I
We
think very
determined
deep.
this. Yes, you are a deep sleeper
Yeah,
and you
I'm a
snore.
and I snore.
because I had to share
Yeah,
a room
yeah.
with you. I mean, Viscera had to share a room with Adana.
Yeah. Okay. So, do all of you go ahead and lay down?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mirror's big,
You get
gigantic ass.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Little tiny table.
Do all have
Cielo like ties her hair up in a very like big fluffy bun, and then lays down.
Sounds
incredible.
cute.
Have y'all had or know what like the skin scrub I'm referring to is?
I think I
Yeah.
know what you're talking
It's
about.
like
Yeah.
kind of painful.
It's very painful
very-
from what I understand. Yeah. So
So it depends on like if you have a big baby or not.
everybody
really
roll
said,
for
depends
big
if you're
baby for
pussy
me
or
real
not.
quick.
Okay, so what usually happens if I can, if
Yeah,
I may.
please do.
Okay, so what you probably saw was they wore like a glove thing and they were like doing massages, right? So it's basically an exfoliating massage, and what it is they call it a tet towel, and tet is basically like dead skin, right? So it's like a dead skin towel glove sort of thing. And the way to like effectively remove dead skin is to like take a hot shower, like basically soak in steam. So it would probably be like after a sauna. That way it's like really easy to get all the dead skin off. And what they might sometimes also do is something called like a clay or a mud mask, where they have this like powdery mixture that they mix with either yogurt, specifically strawberry yogurt. I don't know why, they just do that. Or they mix it with just some water, and they'll basically just apply it and then they scrub it off. So if you've ever used like a poofy sponge thing like in the shower, it's like the same consistency as that. So it's like, you know, it's not like ripping your skin or anything like that. The force just depends on how hard they push. Like if you're a soft, gentle baby and you don't like it being rough, like they can just apply less pressure.
Okay.
I wonder if strawberry has anything to do with like antioxidants.
Maybe.
Maybe. The more you know.
I used to go to a Korean bathhouse like every week because when I lived in Korea, my grandma lived in a super old school Korean house where they didn't have a bathtub and they didn't have a shower. So you had to go to the bathhouse and only be like $2 to go. So why not?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Austin says strawberry is used for exfoliate and can brighten skin and is a good moisturizer. The more you know.
Science.
Science. So I think to circumvent some and incorporate some of the knowledge Stella just shared with us, as you all are laying on the table for a bit, you start to realize that this room is kind of hot and steamy. And you start like sweating. You're left at these tables for what feels like a uncomfortable amount of time, but really they're just making sure you're prepped. Eventually they come over. Adana still completely passed out. And they do have these like skin scrub like gloves on. As they approach, they ask, "How hard would you like to be exfoliated?"
Hard.
Very well.
Cielo will also kind of like think, no, you can go pretty hard, yeah.
Perfect.
Like a medium would be great.
Very well.
Sorry, let me wake her up. I'm gonna lean over. Hey, good enough.
There's a moment where, like, despite you shaking it, they don't move, and you hear like a. As they start, they go back to snoring again, and then they wake up and go, what?
How hard would you like
Am I
to
late?
be exfoliated?
Can I ask for an extension? I just need a few more hours and I'll get it done.
No, we can't leave you here that long.
Huh? And I'll like roll over to look. Oh. Hard.
Very well.
Can I have it extremely gentle, please?
Of course.
Thank you.
And Loveless, this is a very like nice, calming, relaxing experience for you. I think it's just very calming. After traveling on the road for so long, I think this is great. Mir, there's like some pressure, there's maybe like some slight discomfort every once in a while, but largely this is also great for you. Viscera, Adana, and Cielo, however, they are going at y'all's skin. And depending on how used to an experience like this you are, this might be hurting quite a bit. Your skin will be very red, but damn, is it gonna feel great?
We're gonna be so shiny.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
go
be
for it.
so shiny, and you know what? As you're looking towards the others like suffering with you, I would say this is a bit of a bonding experience.
Oh my
So
god,
go
I
ahead.
love
Okay.
this. This
And
is so
create
good.
a bond for me.
All I'm gonna say, Emma,
Uh,
is if they do the clay masks, I would ask for a bowl of yogurt.
You would ask for what?
A bowl of yogurt. I'm hungry.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Sure, that happens. Yeah.
It's actually really funny you say that because like what they generally do like in a Korean bathhouse is they'll have like a little baby like mini fridge and it just has a bunch of strawberry yogurt, like you know, yogurt packets in it, right?
Yeah.
So what they do is they take it out, they open it, they put a bunch of like the clay or mud powder in, they mix it up in the container and then they like slap it on you. No, you don't eat that one. But you can be like, oh, can I just eat one? And then you can just grab it from the fridge and eat it while they put it on your skin. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's
I love
good.
that.
For it.
I love strawberry yogurt.
Yeah, you see, as all of you are getting scrubbed down, you see Lovelace kind of very coolly being scrubbed and with a little yogurt and like a clay mask.
I love that.
Eventually, you continue to move through the spa. The
It's
saw.
a
Do you wanna
whole
play
time
game?
now.
Saw
Do you wanna
11.
play games?
Does anyone see that doll over there? What the fuck?
He's on a tricycle. What's going on there?
How's it moving?
You continue after your skin kind of cools for a little bit. People return and give you nice like deep tissue massages with various oils that feel very like cooling on the skin. Then you're able to go into like a pool, and at the end you're able to just sit and relax for a while in a very nice hot spring that's in the back of the building. There's some other people in here like on the other side, but for now y'all are just able to relax alone, hopefully with a lot of like tension released from your bodies as you've just gone through this experience. And is there anything you would like to say to one another? Any apologies or thoughts of how
Lower your
we've been
hand.
treating? No? Okay, great.
I did want to ask, when you mentioned the bonding, were you also implying mechanical bonds?
Yes,
Okay.
you can create a mechanical bond.
I will actually make a bond, at least it's on Viscera's side, to Cielo, and so I already have admiration, and I'm actually going to put loyalty as well. I'm going to deepen that bond, because what I imagine is when we're both getting scrubbed, like, you know, it's more comfortable to lay your head onto the side when you're, yeah. And like, so Viscera's like looking at you, and I just imagine there's like two attendants just like, hey, you know, just scrubbing the shit out of our backs, right? So it's like, we're kind of like, we're like soldiers in war, right?
Yeah.
We're at war against dead skin, right? And so like there's just this like look in her eye as she's looking at you, Cielo, and it's just like, yeah, you're made out of tough stuff.
I'm going to shift one of my labels.
Oh god.
Because
No, this is gonna be evil. I'm
I
sorry.
love it. No, do it.
I'm changing one of my labels or one of my bonds for Viscera from hatred to mistrust, because we're healing our relationship.
I love it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a step in a positive direction, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like mistrust is so much better than hatred.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna increase a bond because Adani won't remember this tomorrow.
God, that's so real.
That's so real. That's so fair.
Yeah. I think Mira is very similar. I don't think that Mira's focused on the bathhouse. Mira's here for the bathhouse, like fully. So
Yeah,
I don't know if she's talking to anyone or anything.
That's totally okay. You can create a bond towards bathhouse.
Oh, I love that for me.
Your favorite bathhouse.
Yes.
So the thing about Loveless is that normally I'd create a bond in this situation. However, given the fact that the Demon Sage has been notified, given the fact that we've been notified that the Demon Sage is going to be here tomorrow, I'm like sitting there in the sauna eating my yogurt, but behind my dead cold eyes, I am trying to figure out how to proceed forward with getting to the Demon King, because that is what I've been tasked with. That is my holy duty, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm just sitting there. Yogurt.
I mean, as you're here focused on your mission and focused on the Demon Sage and the Demon King, you can create a bond towards the Demon Sage or Demon King if you would like.
No, I don't like them.
Okay.
I mean,
Wait,
there's
no,
negative
you
ones,
should.
there's hatreds.
Yeah.
There's Haiti ones.
Let me double check the actual
There's
thing.
mistrust, hatred, inferiority, admiration, loyalty, affection.
See, I would say I don't think that there is an emotion tied to them yet. I think I'm more just like driven by the duty at hand currently.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I think getting our ass beat by fucking Lightning McGee earlier in the story, and then subsequently us having a very chill time getting to Modeste and now Adenel. I mean, through Modeste to Adenel has been very much like I've healed. The question is now, how do we move forward? And how do we get everybody to move forward together? So
that's lovely. Perfect. Makes sense. As you all rest in the hot springs for a while, eventually you leave feeling refreshed, and a few of you perhaps feeling a little closer to your fellow party members than maybe you were when you first went in. Heading back towards the inn you'll be staying in, you've been given 3 rooms. Each has 2 beds, so one of you is going to be single bunking it, while 2 others are going to be sharing rooms. Or I guess 4 others are going to be sharing rooms.
This is gonna run
who
for
wants
the
to
single
with
room.
whom?
I knew it.
Just like you just hear the high heels like the door slams.
I think you see Adana go to the room and try and open it. Can't open it and go,
Yes.
Mr. I think you locked the door. Mr.
No,
I think you...
go away.
I look over at Loveless because, like, Cielo would have assumed I would have been in Loveless's room, and it's like, are you gonna be okay?
is this to me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who was handed all the keys, but I'll give Cielo the key and go. Oh, I'll probably just sleep outside for the evening.
What are you gonna sleep outside for?
I just like looking at the stars mostly.
Lovelace said, I'm not gonna bond with any of you.
Whoa! I'll bond in the middle of combat, okay?
Yeah.
The way that God intended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way God intended, okay?
Let us be
Are you?
tested.
Okay. Is
Oh, I'm
everything
fine.
okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I just honestly, I've spent most of the last 5 years sleeping on either the deck of a ship or in grass. And beds are nice by all means, but I think after the spa and the last few days at the inn, I think just having some time out in the nature would be nice. Plus, I feel like we might get up to some pretty grisly work tomorrow, depending on what happens. So, I want to clear my head.
Okay.
I'm perfectly fine. I swear. If it makes you more comfortable, I can sleep in the room if you'd like. But I can also just sleep outside.
No, I'm grown. Cielo's still a little tipsy.
Damn.
I'm grown.
Oh my god.
Whatever you prefer, honestly. But I'm totally okay either way.
Fine, as long as you're okay. And I take my key.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's 3 bed. No, there's 3.
Yeah, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So Viscera's in one by themselves.
I'm gonna go to another one. I'm gonna lock the door behind me.
Cielo is in the other one by
Adana,
themselves.
Adana goes to Cielo's door, jiggles it. Cielo, I think he locked the door.
I think it was on purpose, Adana.
Oh. Do you want a room together?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk.
Can't stress this enough. Cielo knows nothing about Adonis snoring happening.
Yes.
I'm gonna walk to the other door, and like struggle with getting the key in the keyhole.
Okay,
Let's go.
I can do it.
That'd be nice, thank you.
Yeah. And we'll like move the key in the door, open it in front of Adana. Is very much on the tail end of being tipsy, and so is now back to being like, I will make sure Adana has to make it to bed.
Wait.
Deal.
I'm gonna open up the door and peek through, see who's left in the hallway.
I unfortunately think that Adana has just entered the room, so it's just
Yep.
me. Yeah. Okay. And goes towards you. Huh?
Come on.
Me? But Adana. But it. Hey, let me get some water really quick. We'll fully turn around and start walking to try to make sure that Adana has water by their bedside when they wake up.
When you walk into Adana's room to set water down, Adana is still pretty clothed, still has the shoes on, face down in the bed, like half hanging off the bed, just asleep.
Aw.
We're not that close, so I feel weird. I think we'll like probably just make sure, I don't know, maybe like make sure your hair is not settled in an odd way so it doesn't like, you don't wake up with it like stuck somewhere. Make sure you're breathing. Possibly
I love
don't
that it's
know
the
if-
hair first and then the breathing.
Yeah, priorities.
Yeah.
Accurate. I think I don't know if I should flip you onto your back or anything, but I think that if you are good, yeah, I don't think there's anything that she's seen on your person that would like need that you're like precious about. So sets the water there, and then peeks her head outside the door to see if Cielo's still there.
The door's cracked open.
Great, cool. I'll go in. Why not?
Cielo is curled up in her bed asleep.
Awesome. Truly awesome. Wicked.
You took a lot of time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll also leave water by Cielo's. If there's a nightstand, we'll leave water there. And make sure everything is good, and then we'll leave and walk out.
There's
the door.
another bed in that room.
There is? I forgot. I don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's funny either way.
We'll sleep not on the bed, but kind of similar to the first time Cielo woke up, kind of on the floor in between the two beds, back to the wall. It's a little too comfortable. I think that Loveless, like, saying something about like, I've been doing this for the past 5 years. It's been kind of shitty. I think that Mir identifies with that just a little bit too much. So will not give herself the luxury of the bed, but falls asleep just like very dad-like, like arms crossed.
Not the dad
Just,
in
like,
front of the television.
Yep.
Love it. Loveless, is there a particular area you were planning on trying to sleep?
Probably close to the port. I'll probably just like head down there. I'll see if I hear anything, but it's a night before big festivities, so I'll probably just head down there pretty quick. Find like a warehouse or something that has pretty high like rooftop, and then just fall asleep up there.
Okay, that's chill. That works.
I love the feelings of shingles on my back,
The disease.
Shingles?
Is it possible
Yes.
that Viscera stalks Loveless and follows him outside?
Loveless, on God, we're gonna get you some happiness, my guy. This is
Um,
we're gonna
if
help
you would
him
like,
out.
if that's something Viscera wants to try to do, then you can absolutely try to do that.
Yes.
Do you want to make a sneak check?
Eh?
Do you want to make a sneak check? The sneak?
Yeah, give me
Yep.
give me a discretion check. Dex plus Dex.
Yeah, let's see how low it is.
6.
What are you doing?
Hey. And Viscera will just like try to casually, if you're sitting, sit down. If you're standing, lean up against something.
I'm walking.
Okay. Okay, then Viscera follows you, walking, and says, I just wanted to ask you a few questions.
Sure. I mean, as long as you keep up, I'm just walking.
She like picks up the pace so that she's walking alongside you, her booted heels leaving marks in the dirt. She says, you've been here for a while now, and you seem to be quite in your element here. You've been to many cities like this before?
A couple of larger capital cities, but nothing. We never stay port for too long. Mostly smaller villages and smaller townships on the coastal edge. I would say large cities like this, maybe half a dozen, maybe a dozen every year, but never more than 3 or 4 days.
Well, this is my first, and I'm sure I'm not alone in saying that perhaps it's a bit overwhelming for me, and I imagine the others as well. Maybe not Mir, but...
That's fair. I mean, I guess... Where'd you grow up again? I'm actually asking this, like, actual question.
We moved around a lot.
Okay. I guess, where were you living before everything happened?
Tokyo.
Yeah, I mean, unless since I passed away, Tokyo has changed. I feel like these two places might be exactly the same.
It's not. It's very different.
What's the difference?
You got
There's
people...
litter on the ground.
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh. Fun fact, Korea is very, very dirty. There's litter everywhere. I think it's illegal in Japan, right? To litter.
I don't... I think it might... Yeah, I
imagine
think it
it's
might
more
get fined,
specific
maybe?
places.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say
there's
it's
something
illegal
on it.
in the United States.
Yeah,
But I mean,
it's
like-
very nice enforced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's enforced in Tokyo, I think. Anyway, Viscera goes to say, we're taking all these guilds, and we're gonna be taking studies and exams to be full-fledged adventurers. Magic, fire, elemental things threatening to explode inside of buildings, and these aren't things that happen in the real world.
And the last one is a bit fair, I'll give you that one, but I mean, Audinil, same like Tokyo, has its tourists, it has its people who are trying to make ends meet. And what's the difference between joining a guild and applying to work for a company? I mean, you have the skill set for it. It's really all it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think that the tactileness of it is a bit different, and there's obviously the threat of danger, but honestly, it's the same shit, just different day.
Maybe it's easy for you because you've been here a while.
I think it gets easier with time, and I think framing it in a perspective that makes it easier to ingest is a little bit better. I mean, what's the difference between learning to code and casting a spell? one seems much more natural to you now than probably before. You mentioned working for a video game company now with Adana, I believe. So
Viscera crosses her arms over her chest and she just looks away as we're walking. Yeah.
that was very dramatic.
Something like that. What was dramatic?
That whole hair flip. I don't even know how you do that with your hat on.
I'm trying so hard to form a relationship with Loveless. But in my head, I'm like, Bishop will just walk away. I'm trying so hard here. Viscera's eyebrow twitches visibly, and she says,
Do you have a hard time making friends? Like at work, I mean, or like just like in day-to-day life, I guess is my question. I haven't, when we were kids, you used to talk all the time. I feel like it was so easy to have conversations. Just everybody in the guild, generally speaking. I know that we've gotten older, but I guess, you know.
As you say that, you see Viscera's face visibly soften, and her arms fall like dead weight to her sides. She almost seems to kind of deflate next to you, and she says, it was very different then.
That's true. But unfortunately then is not now. And so I guess my question to you is, what does this Viscera want now? Is it to be overwhelmed by this large city? Or is it to be a strategical, that's not a word, a strategic genius, I think you mentioned earlier?
Viscera didn't say that out loud. That was Stella.
I'm thinking in my head, and I feel like in my head canon, you whisper this shit to yourself.
Okay, yeah, sure. Viscera whispers it 100%. Yeah, that's canon
No,
now.
that's fair.
Okay, so Viscera says, you know what? Have a good night. And she just kind of turns on her heel and she slowly begins to walk back towards the inn. She seems kind of troubled. She seems like all of a sudden, like there's a weight on her shoulders that wasn't there a moment before. And she has this sort of like, so she wears these robes and then she has this cloak that just literally hangs from her shoulders and it billows back. It almost seems that the tattered edges of it are more frayed than they were a moment before. As if the cloak itself is more alive or more present. She will just leave.
You walking?
And then Viscera goes to sleep, being really sad as she thinks about some sad stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta
Does
fix
Viscera
this- we gotta
go
start the
back
drama somewhere.
to their solo room?
No. Viscera tries the door for Adana's room. Is it locked?
I think it is definitely unlocked.
Yeah, I think it's unlocked. Yeah,
don't
because
think
I'll
it's
have to.
locked.
Yeah, because I'd have to
Yep.
lock it from the inside, and yeah. So yeah, it's unlocked.
Is there another bed in there?
Yeah.
Viscera will sleep on that bed even if Adana's snoring. But she doesn't want to
It's
be
re-
alone.
Incredible. That was amazing. Perfect. Great. Now, that night, as all of you have been passed out for hours or slowly fall asleep from exhaustion, or perhaps just slowly fall asleep as you're thinking about various emotions and relationships, one of you has a visitor. Viscera.
Yes.
How heavy of a sleeper are you?
So that's an interesting question, because the answer to that question changed in Viscera's life. She used to be a pretty heavy sleeper. But ever since that she's come here, ever since that she's left everything else behind, she sleeps extremely lightly.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that information. Adana.
Yeah, I thought so.
You wake up in the middle of the night feeling exhausted. Your head is throbbing. As you look to your side, you see a glass of water resting on the nightstand beside you.
I grab for it. So I put myself up into a seating position on the bed and just drink it.
Beautiful. As you sit up and are drinking this water, the coolness of it kind of feeling so refreshing and invigorating. And as you set down the cup on the nightstand once again, getting ready to fall back into your bed to try to sleep more, you see a familiar shape in the darkness. Adana. Your eyes bolt towards the voice. There, in the corner, standing beside the window, is this nightmare that's been haunting you. Its skull seemingly glowing in the moonlight, cascading through the window. I have a gift for you, Adana. A skeletal hand extends from the darkness of its body, holding a purple glowing orb the size of a billiard ball. Friendly gift. It takes a step towards you.
Take a step back.
You scoot back in your bed, hitting the back of the bed and the wall behind you.
What do you
You
want?
look so scared, Adana. I'm not gonna hurt you. Takes another step. I'm your friend.
I grab the glass, the cup of the now empty cup, and try and throw it at this creature.
It passes through the creature, and suddenly you feel an invisible force push against you as you are flat against the wall. Adana, it's not nice to say no to gifts. It gets closer and closer and closer. And then it's standing next to you. The dark voids of its eyes peering into your own. Another skeletal hand reaches up and begins prying open your mouth. You're welcome. The hand holding the orb suddenly quickly forces itself into your mouth and down your throat. Pain. Your body is in so much pain. Your jaw is stretched further than you thought would have been humanly possible as you feel the weight of its arm pushing your throat out. You're struggling to breathe. Viscera. You wake up. You see Adana pinned against the wall by some invisible force. As if in a horror movie, their jaw is like ripped open far, far more than it should be, as this invisible force is like pushing their neck out. You can't see the creature itself, but you see Adana struggling.
As Viscera comes to, almost just off of pure instinct, she reaches for the sheathed sword that she carries. She holds it in one hand, and with the other, she lifts up her palm, and her fingers begin to twist as she pulls energy from it to cast a spell towards the space where something might be if it was right in front of Adana. And will try to target that area if possible. And is going to try to cast the spell Stop.
Okay. What does the spell Stop look like as you cast it?
It essentially will look as if a circle traces. So essentially, she pulls this like red liquid, this sort of like mist from the blade of the sword here, and as she throws it out into Adana's direction, it coalesces almost as if like a rune forming on the ground underneath that area. And you see from this circle these tendrils reach up, almost as if sinew, that lock in on whatever it can grab to slow it down.
As you cast the spell, these tendrils and the sinew pass through whatever you think might be there and hit the wall on the other side of the room. Adana, your eyes are welling with tears as the creature removes its hand from your mouth and you begin coughing. Viscera, you see Adana drop to the bed, and Adana, you see the creature slink back into the darkness, laughing eerily. Enjoy the sickness, it says before disappearing.
Adana. And Viscera begins to quickly move over.
They look up at you, still coughing and spluttering. I think trying to even like set their jaw, it hurts to even really cough, let alone speak. And they just point in the direction of the corner.
Without even thinking, Viscera tries to cast another spell here, and is going to try to drain vigor. And you see that same red mist forming, and it tries to make a link with the area that Adana has pointed. So you see this red beam of mist just coalesce and fire off in that direction.
It hits the corner of the room, but it doesn't appear to hit anything besides just the wall and the darkness.
What? Are you all right?
How do I feel now I swallowed this orb? Is there any like physical sensation I feel other than like the probably aching throat and jaw?
As you really kind of internalize and try to get a sense for how your body is reacting to this, how you're feeling, what's happening, you feel power. You now have access to the Arcanum of the Bog.
Interesting. Okay.
I see.
Ooh.
Maybe we should deep throat magical things more often.
Yeah. I've learned a very valuable lesson today.
Tried so hard not to make sex jokes. What the fuck, Stella? I thought we were together.
You can make
You can
them.
make
It's
sex jokes.
fine.
I can't.
You literally put in the chat, Alexa play Deep Throat by Cocaine. What do you mean?
Yeah.
The chat. That's the chat. That's our
Yeah,
chat
no,
after.
I'm calling you out.
Oh my god.
I'm-
Well, whatever. This is bullshit. I just get aftercare after a scene. What the fuck do you mean Adana gets superpowers? This is crazy. This is fucking bullshit. I get cuddles and a cookie. This is bullshit.
Well, maybe if you got the Arcanist class, you would get something other than cuddles and a cookie too.
Exactly. At least you get aftercare. This thing shoved his ball down my throat and left.
Oh god, I miss my college days.
Oh my god.
Lexi's done with me. Go out. I'm out.
Viscera
Oh my
will walk
God.
over to the corner and just like kind of put their hand against the wall and then like crouch down, touch the floor, see if they can find anything.
No. You look for a few moments, trying to get a sense for anything that might have been here, any sort of sign, but you find nothing.
You see that Viscera, who is so ready to just immediately believe Adana, just go straight into action, not even trusting their own senses to try to help or something, just get involved. She just drops her hand as she straightens and she looks kind of disappointed. She doesn't say anything immediately. She kind of looks you up and down, starting at your feet and then up to meeting your eyes. And she just looks at you.
Donna's sat at the edge of the bed, almost folded over, like hunched over, rubbing their throat, their chest, their stomach. You can see as they speak or try to speak, they wince as they move their jaw. I don't know why it's been following me. I don't know what it wants with me.
What is it?
I don't know. It looked like you didn't see it?
I saw you suspended in the air with your... You just see Viscera just kind of touch her own throat. Are you all right?
They nod, but making a very clear effort not to look you in the eye as they do.
I think this is something we should tell the others. The isolation of this sort of thing, it's too dangerous. You could be putting yourself at risk.
They look up at you now. I feel like, and they touch their chest. They put something in me. Like I'm I don't know.
We can get you looked at. Viscera will look outside the window to try to see what time it is.
The sun has still not risen. It is still deep into the night.
Try to get some sleep. I'll stay watch. If I see anything, if I sense anything, I'll wake you up. And I'll call for the others, alright?
Thank you.
Viscera will go to your bed and she'll sit on the end of it with her back up against the wall. She just kind of settles in.
Dana will, I think, curl up in the sheets in very fetal position after what just happened. Hold on, I want to roll something. Okay, they don't cry.
Eventually, it takes quite a while, but you fall back asleep. In the morning, you all wake up. You have breakfast, sitting there at the table together, drinking juice or water or whatever while eating. Lexi, give me a food for breakfast.
Interesting sausage.
You're eating interesting sausage for
Yeah.
breakfast.
What's
You can
interesting
interpret that
about it?
however you'd like, chat.
I think that it's eaten hot, so it's like hot and smoky, but the flavor is oddly on the sweeter side. Like you would expect a sauce or something to have flavored it this way, but the meat itself is just naturally on the sweeter side. Yeah. I think it's a weird combo that you're no matter how many times you take a bite, every time you're not expecting the flavor that you get.
So funny.
It's like when a sausage, like when you have a hot dog with mango in it.
Yes, yeah.
Hot dog with
Okay.
mango in it? I kind of want to try that. That sounds
yeah.
cool.
Oh,
They're good.
yes, they're
Yeah.
fucking fire.
Yeah, really good. Viscera and Adana, at the breakfast table, do y'all share anything of what happened, or are you keeping that to yourselves?
Isra is staring at Adana the entire time we're at the table, just waiting, and is going to try to give them the opportunity to bring it up. She wants to wait for her to start the conversation, but failing that...
I do think you see Adana constantly like taking a bite of food and looking up to see that you're staring at them, then look away again and look back at their food, look up and see you're staring at them still. Like they're showing no sign of actually bringing it up.
So, how did everyone sleep last night?
Oh my god, I slept so well.
It's fine enough. I woke up next to a seagull.
Okay.
If you slept in the... And that wouldn't have happened.
Viscera looks at
Did
Mir.
you two sleep okay? Sorry, I'm very...
Yeah. Yes. Yes. They're Adana. Adana, how did you sleep? Did you
I think
Mira, how did
Mira-
you sleep?
like pretty good. Alone in the sense that like I was in a room with someone else, but I was by like myself, and my back was up against the wall, and I fell asleep like normal by myself.
Cielo's gonna eat her breakfast.
Oh, your back was against the wall. Mine was too. I actually didn't sleep very much though.
Excuse me?
Mir's face is doing this.
Looking at Adana, definitely not on the same wavelength, I think, as everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, I kept Viscera up for a while.
What? Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Are you all used to talking about this kind of stuff with each other?
Yeah, this is news to me.
Is this
Yeah, this is major news to me. What is happening?
I
Viscera,
would
you
hope
should
that this
stress.
is... Yes, this is major news.
Viscera said we should tell you. Should we
Oh.
not?
No,
it
I
just
think
seems
sharing
very
is-
personal.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, no,
Did you all
actually, no,
want
I
any
do think
eggs? The bartender kind of calls over the counter.
yes, please, thank you.
X would be great.
Okay.
I'm
perfect.
okay. Can I have a drink? My jaw is really sore from last night.
Of
Oh
course.
my
Would you like
God!
water, juice?
Wow.
Now that of culture.
I'll get you juice.
I turn to the attendant and I say, "Excuse me, do you know who to speak to in medical matters if someone
What?
needs to be
Hold on.
examined?"
Whoa.
There are a number of apothecaries and medicine people throughout the city that you could go to their offices
What
if you
does
need
fantasy
just a routine checkup if you're feeling ill. If you need more magical care, then there are a number of adventurers in the area. You may be able to ask around and find someone that can help you.
All right, thank you.
Did one of y'all get injured during this? Or is there something
Is
else we
this
need to
more
talk
of
about?
like a
Viscera just turns
preventative-
and looks at Adana again, just staring and waiting.
Adana looks at Viscera and looks at everyone else staring at her, and then quickly looks down at their empty plate at this point. There's nothing for them to distract themselves with, and looks back up.
Listen. I'm not sitting here and saying that you have to tell everybody your business, but if we are going to like start dating within the party, I do think that's something that we should bring up.
Stop!
Wait,
and
what?
you see Viscera just slam their hands down and stands up and says, "Adana had a visitor. They put something inside of her. His jaw opened up, and there was..."
Hey, well, can you lower your voice, please? There's like children around here.
Yeah.
I didn't know they offered. this
Mommy,
service
can I
here.
get another juice?
Wait, I have a secondary. Did you walk into this, Viscera, or how did this all?
He woke me up in the middle of the night.
I do think that we should
that
have
consensual?
Some kind of violent entity attacked Adana.
Oh,
Okay.
that makes
Okay.
much more.
What did you think we were talking about?
Viscera
What
looks
is
so
this?
confused. I don't understand that. What is...
What are you talking? What is this?
Well,
Um,
inter-party relations?
Yeah, IPR.
sleeping together, right?
Sex.
Sex.
We did not
Oh
have
no! Oh my god!
sex.
No, we didn't have.
Not oh my god.
I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't want to have, but we did.
Viscera looks a bit
Adana
upset.
looks.
Eggs coming or not? Mira's like scraping eggs onto her plate, being like, "You guys are a lot closer than you originally let on."
I was attacked by. I think I'm haunted by a thing. It's been following me. I've been hearing it, and I saw it one other time, and then it showed up again, and forced this orb. It forced this orb down my throat.
like inside. Oh, okay. Like I thought you meant like spirit. Okay. I'm here. That is. I'm sorry. I'm still grappling. That's not good. That's not good.
You said
a
you've
lot to unpack.
yeah. You said that you've spoken or you've heard this spirit before.
How long has it been? Wait, how long has it been haunting you? How long has this been an issue?
They look down at their plate again.
Has this been like a whole time issue?
Well, not technically, no, but sort of.
And you didn't think to tell anybody about this?
How many times has this happened?
Just We're actually seeing it just one other time.
How long has it been haunting you? How long has this been in your life?
Since I got here.
Donna.
Okay.
I tried to attack it, but I did not see it, nor did my spells seem to affect it. I suspect that whatever this is, Donna may have to find a creative way alone to deal with it.
Well, definitely not alone. Adana's been dealing with it alone already, and look how well that's worked out.
Nevertheless, the information is too important to share, to not share.
I'm glad we agree on that point. Adana, you should have said something a long time ago.
I just didn't want to worry everyone. We just arrived and we're already dealing with a lot, so.
And now we're dealing with more. Now we're dealing with you having an orb inside of your body that we know nothing about and nothing like. Okay. If we are going to work together as a party, we have to have open and active communication. I don't know what kind of experiences you all had before, but like I have been on so many work conference trips that talk about like different leadership styles and team building, and they all chalk up to two things. One, they're bullshit. Two, you gotta communicate. So next time, please don't hide something like this from us. Is anybody else hiding secrets? Does anybody else have big secrets they need to get out on the table? Because if you don't get it out now, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off later.
Viscera looks down. Viscera takes her sword and puts it onto the table. And she says, I don't know what this is exactly. But I feel like if I were to remove the blade from the sheath, I don't know how I know this. Can't really explain it. I feel like something extremely terrible would happen.
That's not ominous at all.
Okay, we're gonna put that on our list of things to deal with. That is issue number 2. Loveless?
I guess what level of secret do we want to go? Like, do I need to reveal everything? Like, what?
Yes.
I mean, I don't need to know what the color of your underwear are, but yeah.
Okay. I'm probably wanted
Do you
in
wear
at least
underwear?
3 countries. I've murdered at least 50 plus people, and I have a daughter.
I'm sorry, what?
Which one of those things?
The last one?
Yes, I have a daughter. I think that's the least strangest of the ones that are.
But like
Do you keep
here,
in
like here, like
touch?
you have one here.
Yes. I mean, I send letters, but only when I'm in town.
Damn, 5 years.
Once again, I feel like that is the thing I am wanted in multiple countries and have
We'll get back to
killed.
that.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just like 5 years. 5 years, you're wanted in 3 countries, murdered 50 people, and have a kid. That's you. Wow.
Adoptive, not.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. I was gonna say that's quite the speed run.
But yeah, I think those are the high notes, I guess.
Okay.
Should we be worried about you being wanted? Are
Yeah.
you wanted anywhere we're going to be going to?
Are you wanted in this country?
No, I'm not wanted here. Generally, it depends. What? No. I'm just gonna moot point. No, we'll be fine in Audinal, and probably if we head towards the Empire, we'll also be fine. Anywhere northwest of here, though, would not recommend for multiple reasons. Bad weather, also wanted. But let's move on from that. Anyone else? I can
Mir.
reveal more about myself. That's so fair.
Oh, you should keep talking about
Oh,
yourself.
sure. Yeah, I died. I think you all know this. I've died multiple times now. That's why I'm like a pull off gauntlet. I kind of flicker a little bit, put gauntlet back on. I've definitely stolen a lot. I'm an open book.
You
You can ask
stole
really anything.
Francisco.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have a problem. I would just say that I do enjoy plundering things as I see fit. It's part of the gig mostly. Not the typecast, but
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Mir.
I think Mir was like scooping food into his mouth the entire time. Was like, this is very busy. But as soon as someone calls him out, we'll kind of freeze. And with his mouth full, I can't think of my cousin. Yeah, well, I mean, I said, and like really, really quietly, you can keep me with my cousin.
What?
one more time.
Okay. I'm just now realizing I don't think I've ever said this out loud. I'll look around. Is there how close is everyone to us?
You've got space for sure.
Okay. The Demon King is the Demon King is my cousin.
What?
And I was brought here to try to stop him, maybe. But I've been ignoring it so long, and I think that's why I'm still stuck here. But I've never really met anyone that it would even be. I mean, I've been keeping it a secret, mostly to myself. But I don't think I've ever met anyone that it would have mattered to. So I guess it counts as a secret because you all come from where I'm from, I guess.
Wait. So you can get us to him?
I try to stay away from him, and have actively ignored all news about him, and so I don't know if he'd even recognize me. And I think in this moment you see Mir is hunched, sort of like shoulders sloped, and you see the thick braids that wrap forward in front. But notably, when you hear her talking about keeping this the secret from herself, I think you see the wings that have like reached from the back of her neck around her eyes. You can see like the individual feathers like moving and like sinking almost further down her face. But I think that she's genuinely I think she looks genuinely very anxious and is talking talking extremely quiet. Yeah, I don't know if I could bring you to him. But you know, I think that's what the goddess wanted me to do, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Can we get those eggs?
Oh, I ate all of them. I'm sorry.
You get some more eggs delivered eventually as you continue to eat breakfast and drink juices and eat more and more eggs, kind of fully settling with all of this information you've shared with one another. And unless there's more to talk about, we can continue on with the day. Perfect. You all move through the city, perhaps feeling a little closer with one another after so many secrets have been lifted, perhaps feeling a little uncomfortable, settling with this new information and the secrets that have been held so far. But maneuvering through the city has become a little more difficult. Crowds are packed. Various people seem to be heading towards the same direction. Counselor's Place. As you arrive, you find you're able to push through the crowds and make your way so that you're able to get a bit closer to everything that's happening. You see the brand new airship tower built about 5 stories high, sitting near the main counselor's assembly hall of this kind of area. This is a big government and government official kind of section of the city, as a lot of people who work in the council or assistants or whoever else live in this area. Very big official business sort of thing. The tower itself is a very beautiful, smooth steel with a large singular stained glass window running from the top all the way down to the bottom. At the top of the tower, it's kind of spreads out in a large circle for the airship or various other airships in the future, depending on how popular this invention is, giving them a place to land and rest while whoever is here is here. You all find a comfortable position waiting for the airship. You see it approaching off in the distance. And then we're gonna have a little scene. All right. Treaty always elongated her words when she was focusing. Hope's eyes were closed as Treaty was finally putting eyeliner on her. Okay, all done with the eyes. Only a few more finishing touches. Hope sighs. Thank you, Treaty. She looks at herself in the mirror. She has to admit, she looks incredible. But it's odd. It's been 3 years, but it still feels weird seeing a different face in the mirror so often. Her eyes see Elia in the mirror, and she gives them a soft smile. Elia raises their hand and strokes down with 2 fingers on their chin. Hope smiles more, flattered, but signs back by chopping her own hand. Treaty notices. No, come on! You know I hate it when you two use your secret language. What were you saying? Hope knew Treaty wouldn't stop bothering them until she knew. Elia said I look cute. Treaty playfully nudges Hope's shoulder with her elbow. You are cute. But she then approaches with a few more brushes. Now let me make you look beautiful. Time passes quickly as Treaty finishes preparing Hope. Stand up, let's see. Hope stands. The Empire's black and gold colors make up her dress. And while her makeup has hints of reds that highlight her own features, her makeup also matches the dress perfectly. Cute! Elia, how do you say cute again? Elia repeats the sign, and Treaty excitedly copies it. Is there a way to say beautiful? She asks again, looking towards Elia. Elia turns their body away from Treaty and looks towards Hope. Hope smiles, and then shows Treaty the sign for beautiful. Treaty exclaims excitedly, copying the movements. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use that a lot for you, Hope. Hope smiles. Treaty's excitement and joy always makes her feel so light. The two don't notice, but Elia copies the sign as well while looking at Hope, committing the sign for beautiful and how Hope looks now to memory. Now that you're all ready and beautiful, we're supposed to meet the others in the meeting room. I think Ilian wanted to talk to us about the plan or whatever. Treaty says, clearly not excited about the prospect of talking about the minutia of Ilian's plans. Hope nods, her nerves starting to build up in her stomach. As the three arrive in the meeting room, they find Roxanne and Ilian in the middle of a conversation. Probably just shitting himself in the mess. Ilian coughs as the three enter the room. Roxanne quickly turns around and stands at attention. Sorry! Roxanne bows. Sage, please excuse my language. Hope laughs softly. It's okay, Roxanne. You don't have to hold back your language around me. Yes, ma'am. Ilian interjects. We're still missing Olivan. We'll wait for him to get here before talking about the plan. We believe he's shitting himself in the mess, Sage, Roxanne says with an odd blend of formality and casualness while still standing at attention. This causes Hope to laugh more, which causes the others to laugh. We're supposed to be arriving soon, aren't we? Treaty asks as the laughter dies down. Yeah, replies Roxanne. In a few minutes, I think. So, Olivan better hurry up. If he's not here in 30 seconds, I'll go get him, Ilian sighs. Hope smiles, looking at her company. Maybe this trip won't be so bad. Thunk! You all find yourselves in the dense crowd, excitedly waiting for the Demon Sage's arrival. Various members of the crowd are talking excitedly to one another, hoping to catch some sight of the Demon Sage as she travels from the airship tower to the council building. The airship itself is incredibly impressive. A large dark metal construct of smooth metal that looks almost like a spaceship you'd see in some science fiction movie. It gradually slows its movement while approaching the tower, and cheers ring through the crowd. A wall of sound to welcome the sage. Suddenly, a large explosion erupts from the airship as its wreckage crashes into the tower. Shrapnel from the airship blows out from the ship, crashing towards the crowds. Screams erupt as people quickly try to run away from the explosion. The airship wreckage was largely caught by the tower for a time, but is now slowly starting to fall towards the ground. Crowds are dispersing, people are running away, trying to get through everything that's happening right now. How do you feel you all are reacting in this moment?
I'm ducking. I'm finding cover.
Yeah. Duck and
Same.
cover.
Okay, you all quickly move to the side, trying to push through crowds, get to safety. You start to hear yelling and a commotion coming from the center of the crowd. How? Ilian asks himself as a magical shield begins dissipating from around him. Just a moment ago, they were all in the airship, and there was an explosion. He thought they were dead, but now he looks around. All around them are panicked citizens and adventurers. Their voices are a muddled roar. Are you okay? It's her. Should we do something? Fuck the Demon King. He snaps out of his shock. Roxanne seems as confused as he is. Elia is prepared. Treaty is on the ground with Hope. Hope must have gotten them out of there. But she's mumbling to herself. She's panicked. Avalon is still missing. Roxanne, Elia, form up around Hope and Treaty. Keep everyone away until we figure out what's going on. Roxanne quickly steps into place, drawing his sword and shouting, "Back away! Get back!" Elia coolly slides into place as well, swinging their dark greatsword in front of themselves and stabbing it into the ground, daring anyone in front of them to try anything. Okay, Ilian says to himself, preparing himself. He pulls out his large axe and begins pushing the crowd back to make space. Back up, everyone! Give us some space! Noise from the crowd. Okay. Screw the Empire. What's happening? Treaty thinks to herself while protectively hugging Hope. She looks up at the three protecting them and at the faces in the crowd. So many of them have had so much hate and fear on their faces. Why are they looking at them like that? Hope's words get louder for a moment, causing Treaty to focus on her once again. Hope, are you okay? Hope mutters to herself, her words unintelligible, as if speaking some other language. Ilian, I think something's wrong with Hope. Ilian keeps his line, pushing some people with angry faces back. He doesn't look back, but responds, We'll figure out what's going on soon. Just stay down. Audino will step in soon and get us somewhere safe, and then we can help Hope. Okay. Treaty says quietly to herself, looking at Hope again and hugging her closely. Hope's voice grows. From some la kivma visa. From some la kiva. Over the loud noise of the crowd, you all begin to hear someone's soft words somehow. It's strange. You can understand the words, but for some reason, you can tell that they aren't from this world. They're from your home. You hear a femme voice whispering from deep within the crowd, panicked. Why did you kill me, Vissa? Why did you kill me? Why am I here? I don't want to die again, please. Vissa. Or Viscera. What do you do?
Viscera stands there and is just completely anchored in place. She stares.
You all hear this voice and the words as well. How do you respond?
I just look at Viscera, watching for what Viscera wants or needs to do.
What do they mean? What is happening?
How are you here?
The words repeat. Panicked, frightened, alone.
We only hear them. We can't see them right now, correct?
You can't see them, no.
Okay.
They're further up in the crowd, perhaps maybe like 100 feet away. You would have to push through some citizens who are trying to flee, others who are crowding around the scene.
Viscera starts to run. Words.
Running forward.
Yeah, I'll run after Viscera because I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I run after Viscera.
Viscera just starts shoving people, even if they are thrown to the ground. Just complete disregard of everyone else. A singular
Adana follows.
forward momentum.
Fallen soup.
Adana definitely follows.
Yeah, Mir
You all
will
run.
follow and push people to the side.
You all run, pushing people out of the way, moving through the crowd. Our scene shifts again. Back up, assholes! Rexon shouts to the crowd. Just give us space! We don't want to hurt you! This fucking crowd is massive. Rexon's eyes dart from face to face in front of him. Some of these people are clearly concerned, interested. Others are threats. He takes a quick look behind him. Treaty looks so scared. He can't let anything happen to her. Her or Hope. He needed to protect them. Strength wells up within him. Back! He shouts, pushing another person who is approaching between him and Ilian. Luckily, no one was challenging him on Elia's side. Everyone seemed afraid of them. Vrimplasana, Hope says behind him. Rexon didn't know what Hope was saying or what this language was, but it's clear she's panicked. More calls from the crowd. They all just sound muddled now. The Udnal guards better get here quick to help them. Calm down, dude. Are you hurt? Now's our chance. Chance? Roxanne thinks to himself. The group arrives at the scene. You all see through this dense crowd, there are 3 people standing around 2 who are huddled on the ground. One appears to be a younger soldier, clearly a bit panicked and trying his best to push people back. Another more experienced, and the last seems to be a heavily armored person in dark armor with a big creepy ass greatsword kind of positioned in front of them. The 2 on the ground, there's one young woman kind of hugging another who's whispering on the ground, the one who these words are emanating from. A half-elf with bright red hair and a dark and gold dress. Panicked. Prayed. Vrimplasana! Hope screams, then suddenly, a bolt of lightning erupts from the crowd, passing between Roxanne and Ilian. Roxanne quickly tries to adapt, trying to interrupt the strike, but is too late. The energy strikes Hope. Her panicked voice stops. Time moves in slow motion. Her body slumps and falls to the ground out of Treaty's arms. A pained expression crosses Treaty's face as she too falls to the ground. Time starts again, and then screams. The crowd is running. Roxanne's sword hangs limp in his hand as he stares at Treaty and Hope. Panic, heartbreak, failure. A muffled voice yells out. Roxanne! Ilian breaks him out of his stupor. First aid, Elia and I will guard. Roxanne nods, quickly rushing to Hope and Treaty. His heart calls for him to help Treaty, but he knows he has to help Hope. He begins taking materials out of his bag, but as he touches Hope's skin to check her pulse, he quickly removes his hand as he's suddenly burned. What the fuck? He whispers. From where Hope was struck, flame suddenly springs out and surrounds her body. Roxanne quickly springs back, taking Treaty's body as he does. You all see as this woman who was surely dead on the ground suddenly becomes engulfed in a ball of flame. The young man who is next to her springs back, moving the injured girl away in the process. The 2 other guards see what's happening but continue trying to keep the crowd back while remaining bewildered. The ball of fire rises into the air and begins to unravel into tendrils that spread out like solar flares, scorching the nearby buildings and ground they touch. In the center of what was once a ball of flame, now floats a woman adorned by fire. Her eyes are made of sunlight, and her hair is flame. Her screams penetrate the air as she calls out, Vissa! I don't want to die! I'm not gonna die again! And that's where we'll end the session.
What?
Let's go.
Oh.
Oh boy.
You can't just.
It's 10:04. It's 4 minutes past time.
Emma,
I've gotta end, Stella.
Emma. Does this person look like my twin?
There's definitely a familial resemblance. You aren't identical, however.
Wait, so it looks like Viscera.
But not identical
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But not
cool.
identical.
Yeah, makes sense.
But that's our
Makes sense.
session.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Don't we love playing games together?
Don't we love playing games,
That
everybody?
was so chill. That was so chill.
That was great.
It was
so
really cute
fun.
and fun.
I have no
Yeah,
idea how to
fun.
process that.
Well, you have 2 weeks to figure it out now.
And that's the point. Maybe you're not supposed to process.
That's
Maybe you're supposed to like freak
crazy.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Viscera is going to kill everyone in the crowd and try.
Oh my god.
The darkness jumping out. Damn.
Villain arc, go wipe everyone out. No witnesses.
Sword drawn.
Yeah, draw the sword.
Apocalypse starts, everything ends.
Oh my
I might
God.
need to figure out exactly what happens when the sword is drawn for next time.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're. Yeah, I
We
think
gotta
we're
go find that assassin.
Yeah, that's true. Who
That's
tried
true.
to kill?
We gotta find that
Yeah.
assassin.
So Austin
Dang.
says, actually, for my birthday month, I consulted, and you guys can play an extra hour. All right. Well.
That's like a Gemini. Wait.
Well.
No, just kidding.
No, Leo.
Yeah, I just realized. Wait,
Gemini
No.
season's gone
it's Cancer season. Cancer season.
right now.
Leo's
Yes.
August. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Anyways.
We'll marinate in that for 2 weeks, I guess. Thank you so much, Emma. That was wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yay, I've been
Wow.
looking forward to this happening for a long time.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Worth it.
Well, we'll
What a fun
button
session.
up with some outros here. So please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and tell us what your favorite part of the session was. I'll start with Emma.
Hi, it's me, Emma, also known as Emmapanada. I'm the one that traumatizes people. You can find me on Blue Sky at Emmapanada. That's my personal account, and I've been posting daily fun facts about Fabula Ultima in Our Lives After. So if you want to hear more about the world, you can hang with me there. I don't get a lot of interaction, so if you want to be my friend and talk to me about Our Lives After, I'll love you forever.
Do it.
I'm also writing a TTRPG called All the Witches. You can find daily updates about how that's going at All the Witches on Blue Sky. And hell yeah, I had fun.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's your favorite part?
I have been looking forward to blowing up the airship and things going crazy and all of this happening for quite a while. So I'm very glad I got to finally do all that. But I feel weird patting myself on the back. So
No, I deserve it.
Yeah. was good.
I was not expecting y'all to sit down at the breakfast table and just be like, this is my weird shit that's going on. This is my weird shit that's going on. And that was wonderful. That was so much fun. That was great. There's a lot I get to play with that as a GM now, and I'm super excited. And I said this in the chat, but I was really, really sad when you all were gonna let Adana sleep alone. I had messaged Drac before the session to be like, hey, is it okay if I do this sort of thing to your character? And Drac was like, absolutely. And then I was also like, is it cool if somebody else potentially finds out about your little nightmare demon, and witnesses what happens, or do you want that to remain a secret? And Drac was like, I think I'm okay with people finding out. And I'm like, bet. And for those conversations to happen, and then all of you be like, Adana snores.
Fuck
Go in the
Adana.
room.
Honestly,
Absolutely
No,
fucking not.
no. Even when you said like there's the room that's all by itself and the way that the sleeping arrangement is gonna happen, I was like, of course Viscer's gonna run for the room, but I knew that I was gonna plan on somehow. Viscer's just too sad to be alone. Like Viscer thinks she wants to be alone, but that's not what she needs. And yeah, it's because her sister died at the end. Yeah, now what the fuck? So we'll find out more about that, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, also, another thing is getting to use sign language.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
was
learning
super cool.
little bits of sign language for this campaign, and it's really fun.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Very cool. Next, we have Draconix.
Me, hi. Like I said, I'm Drac or Draconic. You can find me on all socials at Draconix. That's DRAKONIQUES. Mostly on Blue Sky though, so just find me there. You just add a .itch.io to find me on Blue Sky. I do TTRPG stuff all the time. Not all the time actually. A much more sustainable amount nowadays. But more specifically, you can find me on Althaven at _ that's ALTHAVEN _ every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific in a either Marvel campaign, which you do every last Monday of the month, or a Star Trek campaign, which you do every remaining Monday of that month, where I play very different characters. One named Moment, who's a time-traveling lizard alien, and in Star Trek I play Lieutenant Commander Taeon, who is a Vulcan who actually does embrace their emotions, which has been a lot of fun to play. But you can also hear my voice every Tuesday in an actual play podcast called Sacred Machinations, which I am a player in and the producer of. I'm using a system that I'm currently writing with the same name, Sacred Machinations, with some familiar voices you'll hear in that. Two of them being Stella as 5 and Lexi as everyone else as the GM, or the voice in the machine. So I'm going to be calling the GM for that game. So if you want to check that out and want to listen to some queer mech pilots with a sprinkle of divinity from a variety of cultures, which is actually the reason why I created that series, you can check that out on all podcast services. My favorite part, because I didn't pick up on it myself, and then when I did, I just leaned into it, was when everyone was like, is Vistra and Adana telling us that they're together? I thought that was so funny.
That was
and then when I
so
caught, I was like,
good.
what else can I say to like really lean into it? I think that whole sequence is so funny. And then everyone saying like, oh, in unison was so perfect. Like it felt like it was part of a show. It felt scripted. It was so good. Absolutely my favorite. But yeah, I think that is definitely my favorite moment.
Thank you very much. We'll pass it on over to Alex.
Hey everybody, Alex here. I was playing Loveless tonight, and I am on social media at GhostRickandRPG. I do a bunch of different things, but right now, mostly just playing Pokemon Auto Chess. My favorite thing about tonight's session, specifically, I mentioned it in chat, but basically the whiplash between meme and having fun and talking about eating yogurt while we're having massages to murder and assassination plot, which is always fun. I love a session that can go from 0 to 300 in at the course of 2 hours, I guess, in this time around. I also thought it was really healthy that our characters just shared everything about each other, because I've played enough TTRPGs in my life where I'm like the brooding, sad, keeping everything to the chest is fun, but honestly, I'd rather just get it out on the table and deal with it as a team. So that was it for me. Yeah, I'll pass it back over to you, Stella.
Now I'm gonna pass it over Hot Potato to Liv.
Oh, hi everybody. Yeah, no, today was a lot of fun. I've missed y'all so But yeah, you can find me on social media at Live in a Day. I don't do much nowadays, but I've got some stuff in the works. I've got some stuff that I'm cooking up. So, check me out on Blue Sky and other social medias to see what I'm posting about, and the announcements that I make. And my favorite part of tonight's game is that I didn't have to spill any of my secrets.
Yeah,
The bomb
I
went off
noticed
before.
that.
I
I
noticed
noticed that.
that.
Don't
I
worry about
noticed
it.
that.
Here's the thing, and Emma can back me up. Cielo don't really got secrets.
That's something someone with secrets would say.
Yeah. Mm.
I can neither
Fine.
confirm nor
Keep
deny.
your secrets.
Don't have any empty pockets, no secrets in them.
You have a
yeah,
secret, kind of.
kind of.
I don't think you
Sort of.
told anybody about the sex dream you had.
That is true. I mean, that is true. Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
But to be honest, I wouldn't think of it as a thing to tell anyone. I'd be like, okay, I had a sex dream. Like, I wouldn't think about like, I must share this.
Really?
I
That's
mean, I'm
what
sure
I
if-
did. Like, okay, I was streaming one time and I was telling stream about this sex dream I had about Mads Mikkelsen, and my dad walked by as I said it.
Oh my gosh.
And we made eye contact, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I feel like that's different though.
I'm
That's
gonna
like
end the
that you-
stream.
that's you like being a content creator, but like Cielo being like, let's say the secrets are gonna negatively affect everyone if we don't share them. I don't think anyone in their right mind would be like, I must tell them my sex dream or we might die. This sex dream might be the death of us if I don't share it.
Now
To
I
be
wanna-
fair to Stella, Cielo was in marketing before this, and what is marketing if not just being a social media girly? So-
True.
Real.
It's
True.
okay. Viscera will get those secrets out of you. That's a threat.
And my continued rivalry with this one gets funnier each week.
Next, we'll pass it on over to Lexi.
Goodness. Hello. My name's Lexi. I played Mir tonight. You can find me everywhere at Black Girl Mage. These days, I am kind of just vibing with this game, Sacred Machinations, which Drac already talked about, and then I'm on Dungeon Run's channel doing a Call of Cthulhu stream. I'll be there tomorrow night. We're there every Wednesday night. I just sit around and get scared, and it's terrifying. But outside of that, yeah, you can just follow me on Blue Sky to know what I'm doing, which is, yeah, just those three things. My favorite moment absolutely was the morning after bit. That was a, oh god, we truly carried that bit to term, and it was great. And then I'm trying to think. I felt like also the name drop. I felt like we all reacted when Viscera's true name was dropped. That was such a sweet moment to witness and also be a part of. And I liked Drunk Adana. I really did. I loved the first conversation. It was a masterclass. It was great. I love when people just blatantly, you have an excuse to be like, blatantly tell me how you feel about me. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Viscera didn't actually respond to that question of, "Do you hate me?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. It was great.
It's mysterious because there's no answer. Thank you so much. And I'm Stella Luna. My favorite part, I will have to say, goes to Liv. I absolutely adore the little bits that our characters have together. It felt very anime to me today with how our characters and I think it's an interesting dynamic. And I think it can go in a lot of different directions. And I just want to say thank you for being an awesome scene partner.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, it's fun. Especially because like it gives my character and other characters something to talk about too. With Drac bringing it up with Adana.
Yeah,
That was really fun.
amazing.
I really love like kind of like it's like, okay, we have that relationship, but like, how do other people perceive the relationship also? Because
Yeah.
it affects everybody, right? So that was a really cool thing. Yeah. You invite me here, Stella Luna, or Stella Luna TV on all their social media. We'll be back with more Our Lives After on the 15th of July at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye-bye.